Welcome to my practical hiring excellence training focused on the role that hiring managers, team leaders, and business owners have in the recruitment process. I'm Rosie. I'm talent acquisition consultant with 15 plus years of experience, and I'm actually sharing my knowledge and experience gained within different industries globally. And definitely, my goal is to improve recruitment and the role that the hiring manager has in the best possible way with practical suggestions. And this training is part of it. So, first of all, I want to share what topics we will discuss during the training. First of all, hiring as a leadership responsibility, and why the hiring is very important. And it's not just a recruitment or HR thing, it's actually part of the business process which aims to improve the business, to expand the business, to improve the team with certain knowledge, expertise, etc. There is a goal in every recruitment. We're not talking, of course, about the replacements. It happens, of course, someone left or someone moved to another country or someone have been promoted. There are many reasons for a replacement. I'm talking when you have pure recruitment process because you have created a new role or business required to build a new position and fill it with a certain person. That's why we will be discussing how the defining the right role before start hiring is important to have a good outcome. Also, hiring managers, people who are involved in a recruitment process, probably not immediately, but definitely on the second stage. Let's say that you have internal recruiter and they have the HR screening, and the next step is to meet you as a team leader or business owner or hiring manager. Sometimes if you manage a small company, of course, we're talking about immediate impact of the hiring manager in the process. Probably the first meeting will be with you as a business owner, and also the second meeting will be with you and your team before the final decision to be made. That's why structured interviews and how to assess the candidate is very important in this training. After you finalize the recruitment from your perspective, there is a decision-making time. Is that the right person for us? Is that the right fit for the team? Is that the right, are these the right skills we are looking for? And we are thinking about how and why to get this certain decision, and we are actually analyzing the interview process. Then we'll speak about collaboration between talent acquisition, which means recruiters, HRs, and hiring managers, which are team leaders, business owners, managers, directors, etc. Everyone involved in the recruitment process and how they work together in order to get the final and right decision. Also, we'll discuss how we negotiate offers, job offers in this case, and how to close the candidate. This is a pure business environment and process in this case, because at the end of the day, we extend an offer, we expect acceptance, but it might take negotiation stage, it might take rejection, it might take reviewing of the final decision from our side, but also from the candidate side. That's why it's very important stage of the recruitment. And also we'll discuss how onboarding and post-hire integration are important in order to retain the candidate that we have chosen and they've chosen us, and to have really good impact to the business, to the team, to the further growth. Let me start with the first model, and I'll discuss a bit with you about how basically hiring is impacting the business and why the hiring decisions are very important for the future business growth, but also business performance in general. You all have been involved in the teams probably where you had really strong newcomer coming to the team, and they really help you to, first of all, to still believing in this company or this team and this future that you have built so far in the particular company, but also they helped to improve the whole team performance. They brought new expertise. They introduced different and better probably processes. They increased the productivity of the team. We all have this experience. I know that. And that's why hiring managers have a very important role here. The hiring success requires clear ownership, defined decision criteria, and collaboration between HR and business leaders, because strong hire is a result of the process that all of you have been involved in. Let me share a bit about how one hire can change a team. Let's say that we are talking about the CAS company, tech company with 20 employees, and they are struggling with slow product releases. The engineering team is overloaded and deadlines are constantly missed. The company decides to hire a senior product manager. And within 6 months, what happens with this person? They introduced structured sprint planning, which hasn't been implemented in the companies so far. This new person improves communication between product and engineering. They understand what the stakeholder talk about. They can translate it to the engineering. The team had a project manager before that, but it wasn't. They wasn't the tech person who really can speak to both sides and really be able to communicate probably with everyone. Also, this person prioritizes futures based on customer impact. They understand how the product will impact the customer, the business, the market. And also, they manage to reduce unnecessary work. So after 6 months in this company, product delivery speed increases by 30%, 30. Engineering team has better morale. They come happy to work. Also, customer satisfaction has increased. And this way, the company launches new feature which increases revenue. That's the positive example that I have in my experience. I'm sure you have more. At the same time, all of us have poor hire experience and how the poor hire can impact the business. Basically, this can reduce morale. If someone is not comfortable coming to work, they don't fit to the team energy. I'm always saying team energy is something that hiring managers should know best. It's not that the HR would know. It's not that the recruiter would know. It's not that someone from other departments would know. If I'm hiring for my team, I would know what others bring as an energy, as a skill set, as a knowledge, as a spirit. And yeah, if I hire someone who doesn't fit my team as an energy, it can reduce morale if they don't have this desire to contribute what's happening. Also, poor hire can create operational disruption. It can increase turnover for sure. We can lose money, and we can lose money because our people are leaving. We can lose money because the deadlines are not met. Definitely many outcomes come with this. So the question is, if we think about the great hire you experienced in your career, what changed after this person joined? And also think about the poor hire you experienced. What were the consequences? I think just a couple of ideas from my side in case of poor hire. Team conflict, additional workload, people leaving the company. I'm sure everyone has an example of this. That's why I'm saying that questions every hiring manager should ask before hiring are related to the business impact, like what problem will this role solve for the business? What results should this person deliver in the first 6 months or 12 months? What will happen if we hire the wrong person? Also, if we talk about the role, do we clearly understand the responsibilities of this role? What are the 3 or 4 most important outcomes for this position? And does this person brings what we need actually? How will this new hire improve collaboration or productivity? What strengths are currently missing in the team? What's missing? Not just strengths. What qualities? What knowledge? What experience is missing right now? Better to ask these questions during the recruitment process, during the assessment of the candidates we are speaking with. Also, I can share a few more questions to think about and even to discuss with our colleagues when we're speaking to candidates. Are we evaluating based on competence or personal preferences? All of us have personal preferences, I can tell. But how we evaluate when we're interviewing? Do all interviewers agree on the criteria that we put for this particular role? I'll share a bit more about the cost of a poor hiring, and that explains basically why I want you to think for all these business-oriented questions, role-oriented questions, team impact questions, and candidate evaluation questions when you're speaking to the candidates, when you're discussing within the team with your co-workers, co-leaders, owners, a particular candidate. What would be the cost of a poor hiring if you didn't think when you're speaking to candidates? It will be a financial impact. You'll lose money, not just if you're using external agency. It will cost you money for recruitment, even if you pay salary for your internal recruiter or HR. Or if you, as a business owner or team leader, managing the full recruitment process. You're selecting candidates, post jobs, job description and adverts, actively sourcing, etc. It costs money, and recruitment is expensive. The financial cost also will come from the onboarding investment. You invested equipment, time, knowledge, and you're losing candidates at the end of the day because you didn't decide properly assessing a candidate, or even structuring the process, the interview process, or even from the only beginning you didn't describe well the scope of the role when you have designed the job description, when you have designed the role itself. Also, you're losing salary because during this period of low performance, you paid this candidate, which is also important. You have operational costs. You lost productivity. Your team definitely can see what's happening, that the newcomer is not what you have expected, and they don't contribute. They actually keep the team development or the business on hold. Or if you're losing money because of poor performance. Also, definitely the poor hire lost management time. And reputation, of course, every poor hire has a direct impact to the candidate experience, because it's a two-way situation here. Yeah, you're not happy with your new hire, but also they're not happy because they've been promised wrong, or they can see that they're not fit of the role, and it's actually not what they have expected, not what they can bring, and not what they have been trained for. Also, employer brand can be impacted. Sometimes a single mishire can cost 150, 300 euros, 1,000 euros per year, if you consider all these costs. Lost productivity and replacement cost, all this comes here.